record. I don't know if the recording till now would have got lost. I'm not sure. Okay, it is saved. Convert anyway. Okay, now where is this? Why is this gone there? Exit full screen. You are here. Right. You are able to see my screen?
No, no.
No?
We can see only convert meeting recording.
Okay. One second.
We could see the desktop, I think.
No, you are seeing the wrong screen. Okay, now, where did it stop? Show comments? No. I think we'll have to recall where we were.
Yeah. Page 48.
48 or 47?
No, we need to go before, 47, 46.
46.
This one we need to
This
read
one?
here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Can you go a little bit up, one line for? Yeah.
I think we were somewhere here, right? I think we read this. Anyway, we can repeat it.
Yeah. The only desire which actually and truly is free is the desire for self-knowledge. Yeah, we finished all this. For knowledge of the drive.
Recording.
It is.
Recording हो रहा है ना?
Yeah, it is recording. Yes.
वो पुराना भी recover हो रहा है.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
convert
recording.
भी हो रहा है, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is all we finished. Each desire, therefore, is its own point of freedom. It remains the point, or it. Yeah, we finished all this.
The test of its freedom is a point of extension an area is. This is where it should
I
stop.
think this is where we were. We just finished the discussion, these 2 points.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. The test of its freedom as a point or its extension to an area is. Next page. Let's go to the next page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that desire?
Is that desire as will attached to anything in any way related to the is that desire as will attached to anything in any way related to the senses? If it is attached, it is not free. How then does it extend its point of freedom of will to an area of will, a dominion where it controls not only its own desires but the desires of others? Okay.
How does it extend its point of freedom of will to an area of will, a dominion where it controls not only its own desires but desires of others? That means how is it becoming a dominating desire?
Because others are obstructing or interfering.
Correct.
Wills, and it may extend its will over its other desires by thinking. They're constantly thinking, probably. Merely by desiring, no desire can extend itself so that it controls other desires. So merely by desiring, no desire can extend itself so that it controls other desires. But if it is strong enough, it will compel thinking. So it should be strong. By continued thinking, the desire extends itself as will. So it should be strong and continued thinking. The will is increased by exercise. So it should be exercised. It is exercised by persistence in the effort to think, persistence against the irrespective of all obstacles or interference to thinking. So
that means it has to continue to be a dominating desire.
Yes. And also persistent. You cannot be just.
if it is dominating, it will continue to be, yeah, right.
The more the doer continues to think, the greater will be its will over its other desires.
Correct.
Its power to think and to control its own desires, its power to think and to control its own desires will determine the dominion of its will over the desires of other men.
That means the area of its will, its influence, area of its influence will be, yeah, very good. Let's proceed.
Yet that overruling desire, though it has dominion over the will of others, is not really free.
It is not. Yes,
The,
that's he's again repeating the same thing.
yes, the desire has increased its power by its will to think. Only so has its thinking increased its power to the desire to will.
It's circular.
No.
Circular
That
reasoning.
desire has increased its power by its
By
will
its
to
will.
think.
Yes, only
So has its thinking increased its power to desire, to will. Okay.
That's what I meant. It's circular. One
It's
observation.
just circular, right?
Yes.
You keep on adding your desire bit by bit and increase its weight. Each
yeah,
of the
each of the desires over which it has exercised its will and extended its dominion is controlled but not changed. Okay, each of the desires over which it has exercised its will and extended its dominion is controlled but not changed.
correct. That
Each,
means that track of that will is continuing. That
without
desire is
change.
continuing along its track. Somewhere it has to merge. The dominating force will come and give it a direction to merge.
Push, yeah.
Yeah,
Each such desire will remain as it is until it wills to change itself or to change other things. Each such desire will remain as it is until it wills to change itself or to change other things.
yeah.
Okay.
This A has got replicated. Upar se niche.
Yeah.
So this can be removed.
And only means that any desire has a changing itself is by thinking to accomplish what it wills. So strong desire. This is all he keep it repeat. Every desire wants knowledge of how to get or to be what it wants or what it wants to have or to be. Every desire wants knowledge of how to get or to be what it wants to have or to be. The main desires continue to
Many
desire.
desires. The many desires.
Oh, sorry.
Not
Correct. Correct. The many desires continue to desire, but they do not think. So that means the small desires, which are not dominant, the many desires continue desire, but they do not think. What does it mean?
They do not think, because if they think, they will start working into action, right?
they become dominant.
So those are the desires, not dominant ones. The many desires which not.
Correct.
If they will not think, they are controlled by a dominating desire that does think. Okay, got it. Okay, let's go to the next page. And
I think
because
saying a mouthful for what it could become said in one sentence.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is putting all his efforts because he wanted the book to be that many pages, it looks like.
No. He wants to push this idea. This idea he has got. He wants to push this idea into us. That's it. He is willing.
Yes.
That is the desire. It is his will to force us to understand what he is trying to express. That is it. This is an example of his own will.
I am hammering. You got it?
Yes.
I am hammering. There are only two.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is an example of his own will.
Yes.
And because the desire that does think refuses to think about what it is and why it is attached to things away from itself, it attaches itself to the objects that it does not continue to want after it is attached.
Mm.
When it tires of one thing, it changes to another, and it is never satisfied. The reason that it is never satisfied and never can be satisfied with any of its attachment is that it has lost parts of itself, and it is dimly conscious that it is lost to them, and it will not and cannot be satisfied until all the desires of the original desire are again one undivided desire. Therefore, as it is afraid or refuses to think about itself, it attaches itself to this thing and that thing in the hope that it has at last found a part of itself that has been lost. But no thing to which it can be attached can also be part of itself. And even when a desire does think, it will not think about itself. Why? Because if it really has made the attempt, it finds that as soon as it tries to think about what it is or who it must let go of the objects to which it is attached.
Mm.
Then the
Yeah, yeah.
effort, then the effort tires it, or it is afraid of being lost if it lets go of insights and sounds. Why does this happen? It happens because from the earliest years it has been taught to use the mind of the senses. It has been taught to use the mind of the senses, the body mind. The body mind can think only about the senses and the objects or things related to the senses. It cannot think about desires or about feeling except in terms of the senses. That to think about feeling or about desire exclusive of the senses, the body mind must be made inactive or stilled.
It should be in the single body triune self. Only
Yeah.
then.
See,
So
this
always we keep
one,
using only one.
just to think about your anapanasati, right? When you are under the influence of desire, you are generating thoughts which need to be arrested. That is the point he is trying to make. He is trying to explain what we are already experienced in.
That is what he's saying. Body mind must be
Correct.
made inactive.
Correct.
Yeah. That is by can be achieved through anapanasati meditation. Yeah.
Correct.
If or when desire makes an effort to think about itself, it must be a long and persistent effort, and the effort must be repeated again and again because that effort is calling into action the desire mind which has been dormant, inactive, except when moved by the body mind, which draws on it for more life in its thinking. So it has to be persistent either meditation or thinking,
Here,
whatever.
no, here he is trying to tell you your desire should be such that you keep on repeating. You keep on repeating along with the thought till such time that it has become a habit.
Then it
That
gets
is where
more
he is
power.
leading. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be too much to expect either feeling or desire to use the feeling mind or the desire mind to exclude the body mind from their thinking.
Mm.
Therefore, when one desire would think about itself, let it think about itself in relation to the thing to which it is attached. With
Mm.
persistence, the thinking will show that the, the thinking will show to that desire what that thing is. With persistence, the thinking will show to that desire what that thinking is.
Mm.
As soon as the desire is conscious of what that thing is, the desire knows that thing is not what it wants. It will let go and never again will it attach itself, nor can it be attached to that thing. What is that thing?
So,
Unnecessary.
Awareness. See,
no.
this is exactly the concept
They,
of awareness. This is
correct.
Oh,
awareness.
See, unless you get to know what is it that you are thinking, give it a shape,
mm.
give it a meaning, give it a purpose, all those entities will continue the thought towards the goalpost. Otherwise, you will release it.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
It will let go and never again will it attaches itself, nor can it be attached to that thing. That
Correct. The
desire
thing
is
that
then,
it has let go.
yeah.
Mm.
That desire is then free from that thing. What happened during the thinking to free it from its attachment? So what
Mm.
happens during the thinking to free from its attachment? Thinking is a steady holding of the conscious light within on the subject of the thinking. Okay,
No.
thinking is the
Thinking
steady holding.
is the steady holding of the conscious light within on
Yeah.
the subject of what is being thought.
So within means like in meditation.
What is
Yeah.
existing within you,
No.
or within the
Yeah. What is
object with which you are attaching. Either way. Sir,
okay?
you have anything to add there?
No, the point is, see, let me interpret this way. Thinking is the steady holding of the conscious light within within on the subject of thinking. Supposing you are thinking of being, let us say, a loving person. Okay. So only when a study holding a conscious on that particular subject of thinking. This is what he means. Studying all that,
No,
then
but what are you
it
holding?
gets out of that awareness.
Whatever you
Then,
know
then
about it,
your
only we are
consciousness,
holding.
yeah, nobody, no, that is where awareness comes in. The more and
Correct.
more you hold it, the more aware you have become. That's what
Correct.
consciousness is all about. That's where it all
Correct.
lights upon it, right? That's what he says. Then it goes out to your senses.
Correct.
Okay, got it. By thinking with the body mind only, the body mind can show by its light what the senses show the thing to be. So only by using the body mind
Whatever
only
you
through sense.
perceive. So here, if you think only with the body mind,
Correct.
Yes.
right? Whatever you are perceiving only you will be able to see. You may not see
Yes.
see, this is exactly what we had in F1, F2 that he was explaining in this 8th book.
Physical,
If you
non-physical.
see with the mind, yeah.
Yeah. That light does not that light does not and cannot show what things really are. So
As they
using the
are.
senses,
So you don't see
If
what it is actually, you see what you can perceive with your senses.
with yourself,
limited.
Correct.
But when a desire turns its thinking on itself in relation to the thing which it wants, then the desire mind and the feeling mind focuses the conscious light on that desire and on the thing which the desire wants or to which it is attached.
yeah,
So that
coming back to
focus,
the very first sentence. This again
Yes.
repeating the first sentence, elaborating on the very first sentence.
Correct.
The
yes,
first
holding
point.
the focusing.
Hmm.
Focus, yes. And the desire at once lets go and refuses ever again to be attached, because that desire then knows that it does not want that thing. Okay. And then, okay, what is this? And the desire at
No.
once lets go and refuses ever again to be attached, because that desire then knows that it does not want that thing. Okay. The doer
No,
in a human for whom certain things have no attraction has been freed from the attachments of its desires to those things by this process of thinking in a former existence. But the desires which have freed themselves may attach themselves to other things. So basically, yeah, if you have come out of the unnecessary object senses desires, then you may get attached to other desires.
See, this
Is that
elaborate, this one will be very useful for all of us when we are trying to let go, identify and let go the unnecessary, unwanted feelings and thoughts. This elaborate
so?
one, if you start drawing, you start at a point and start the drawing a line diagram,
Yeah.
right? Then you will be very clear in terms of what to release, how to release. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
How
that's
how
fine.
then can the how can how then can the desire that frees itself from one thing remains free from all other things? This is indeed important. So that means here he says if you let go of one desire, it goes and attach to other one. So finally, how can we let it go? Everything. That's
Correct.
what he said.
Correct.
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 This is indeed important. It is done in this way. When the attached desire wills and thinks about itself, it is acting on its point of freedom. It is thinking to know what it is and what its relation is to the thing of its attachment. It
Okay.
desires to it is thinking to know what it is and what its relation is to the thing of its attachment. It
Yeah.
desires to know very well.
Why are we that? Why do we need that? Why?
Yeah.
Let's
Exactly.
go to the very
It
root
is
of why it
looking
is that.
for justification.
Exactly.
Hmm.
See, it is like going to a shop only to buy one thing, and then unnecessarily you see other things and get attracted, and you start buying unnecessarily you buy other things.
Hmm.
Okay, nice to know very well.
In,
So that means at that time you really need to think, well, really, do I need this? You
Yes.
know, then let it identify itself as the desire to know the thing of its attachment, and let it at the same time relate itself in thinking to its other desire, the desire for self knowledge.
Hmm.
Let the desire to know then persist in thinking on the thing of its attachment and its relation to the desire for self knowledge until
Hmm.
the conscious light is focused on the thing of its attachment. As soon as the conscious light shows that thing, as soon as the conscious light shows that thing as it is, the desire knows it and knows that it is free. So that means using that your desire for self-knowledge, if you have strong desire, then these will go away.
In simple terms, your desire will continue to generate interest in you till you understand what it is. That means you will know about it very well. Then you will decide whether to attach with it or leave it free.
That
Hmm.
viveka should be there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that understanding basically, where you use any word. So basically, what is he saying? It is done this way. When the attached desire wills and thinks about itself, attached desire thinks about itself. What is it? Right? It is acting on its point of freedom. It is thinking to know what it is and its relation is, and what its relation is to the thing of its attachment. Why is it attached? What is it? Is the question it is asking. That thought. It desires to
See,
know. I want to understand what it is before I tell you whether I want it or not.
see, reminds me a story. There is a story that a saint who has this loin cloth, the rat comes and keeps biting. For that to take care, he brings a cat. To take care of the cat, he milk, for the milk sake, he brings a cow. This is how he gets attached.
Correct. Perfect. Right. So now what is he saying? Then let it identify
Then,
itself as the desire to know the thing of its attachment. That means now he is giving it a shape.
yeah,
What started as a desire, he has put more meat on it to give it a shape. He has got that shape. And let it at the same time relate itself in thinking to its other desires. How is it useful? Why is it required? Is it the only thing that will deliver? All these questions. The desire for self knowledge. This he is calling desire for self knowledge. Let the desire to know where to know, then let the desire to know then persist in thinking on the thing of its attachment and its relation to the desire of self-knowledge. So you have understood what it is. Now you are going to the depth of how else will it be useful? Is it the only thing? Do I already have it? All these questions which you are trying to use as qualification of that desire and the attachment thereof. Until the conscious light is focused on the thing of its attachment. So now you have shifted focus from what to how. Right?
Yeah.
How in the sense, how is
how?
it going to
Because
be?
you know why now.
Correct.
Why does it how
Yes.
happen? Because now you know why.
Yes.
Mm.
As soon as the conscious light shows that thing as it is, not as it is perceived originally, but as it
Mm.
is, the desire knows it and knows it is free. Okay. Then what happens?
Then the
Read.
free desire think of the desire for self-knowledge and will relate itself or at once identify itself with or as the desire for self-knowledge.
Hmm.
So then
So it
it
will be
changes to,
either what is it, how is it
yeah,
useful, etc. These questions you will try to answer. That is what he is saying. Okay. When this is
yes.
done,
When this is done, the human in whom that desire is has an acceleration of joyous life and experiences a new sense of freedom.
hmm,
When the point of freedom has identified itself with or as the desire for self-knowledge, there is an area of free will, and by a like freeing its other desires from their attachments, the area can be extended to include all the noetic atmospheres of the human.
hmm.
At last you're
So
free.
all the
Now you're
wisdom.
fulfilled. Now you're
Yes,
free. The wisdom. Yes.
correct.
At present, human beings have only the point of freedom. They do not extend it to an area of free will.
Again, he's repeating the whole thing.
Yeah. But
Right.
Chandra, probably is deleting all the repetitions.
Correct.
Free will
No,
will
I
be
think we'll have to do. No, we'll have to, after we
Understand.
finish this, because I have identified that this he is repeating the same thing as in the four directions of consciousness that R.J. Spina wrote, we will
Mm,
summarize
yeah.
this at the end into that.
mm, mm.
Because that is simple
Free will.
4 pages, not 40 pages.
Because
Yeah,
summarizing one sentence he can, but he's putting into 4 pages.
correct.
Free will be a problem until men understand that a human is a human being of a doer, and that the doer is an integral but imperfect part of an otherwise perfect and immortal triune self. Free will is closely related to a noetic destiny. See, this
So
sentence
free will
also,
is directly related to the wisdom.
yeah.
Hmm.
The doer from the depth or heights of its own inner self. The doer from the depths or heights of its own inner self projects a portion of itself into a flesh body which moves among other flesh bodies in an objective world. Okay, the
Hmm.
bodies are moved around by the four senses, which also belong to nature. The four
Hmm.
senses are attached or repelled by objects of nature. Chief
Hmm.
among these objects are other flesh bodies,
Hmm.
the four senses, which are elementals, nature units, impersoned in a body and harnessed into its systems and organs, play upon the feelings of the impersoned portion of the doer and produce the illusions that the doer is the senses. That feeling is the fifth sense. That the body is the doer. That the doer is nothing if it is not connected with a person or a body, that the senses are the test for reality, and that with what and that what the senses do not perceive is non-existent. Oh my God, such a big sentence.
No, don't
No,
worry.
very, very,
I
very
will
cleverly said,
simplify
actually.
it with one. Think of the Joe Dispenza's diagram.
Yeah,
Okay?
the
You have
cells
got the
and
transformation that is taking place, which is
yes,
creating, starting with the atom level. But what is it that is influencing it to become the next? It is the desire, it is the process, it is the understanding, it is the feeling. All
mm,
these are ingrained in this gray diagram. I didn't know that that single diagram had so many applications, right?
yeah.
Not this.
There is one you already passed.
It is there in so many places,
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is the one.
So now think of all the forms of energy he has used in that sentence. That is this gray matter. The
Mhm.
feelings, the thoughts, the desires, whatever English he has used, it is part of this. That which is becoming
That's
an
it.
organ, that which is becoming an energy, that which is becoming a system, and so on. Okay? This is the point he is trying to make. If you want just to ratify, you can read this again from here.
The doer, from the depths or heights of its own inner self, projects a portion of itself into a flesh body, which moves among other flesh bodies in an
Flesh
objective world.
body
This
is
one.
your tissues, organs, systems, and the ultimately the body.
Oh, I see. So flesh
Okay.
body is the from cell he's talking. Okay,
Okay.
from going
So
on.
you have got one flesh body for each component, right? Cranial, thoracic, abdomen, and pelvic.
Pelvis, pelvic area.
All of them are in another body.
Mm.
Read it now carefully.
The doer, from the depths or heights of its own inner self, projects a portion of itself into a flesh body, which moves among other flesh bodies in an objective world. The bodies are moved around by the four senses. So the bodies are moved around by the four senses. Is the gray matter?
The four senses.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Which also belong to nature. The four senses are
Hmm.
attracted or repelled by objects of nature. Chief
Hmm.
among these objects are other flesh bodies. The four
Hmm.
senses, which are elementals, nature units, impersoned in a body, the four senses, which are elementals, nature units, impersoned in a body and harnessed into its systems and organs, play
Hmm.
upon the play upon the feelings of the impersoned portion of the doer and produce the illusions that the doer is the senses. That
Hmm.
feeling is the fifth
Okay.
sense.
Now,
The,
that illusions is going to start acting as the energy in between, which is the pattern according to which these organizations will get reorganized.
got it.
Got it? Yeah,
So
let's
basically,
continue.
okay, that illusion is causing all this. Okay, got it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that the body is the doer, that the doer is nothing if it is not connected with a person or a body. That the senses are the test for reality,
No,
and that what
no. Please read this once again. Yeah.
okay, the four senses, which are elementals, nature units, impersoned in a body and harnessed into its systems and organs, play
Just
upon the feelings of
wait. Let us respect that comma. Okay, what
sure,
is he
sure, sure.
saying? The four senses, which are elementals, that means at the atom level and all that, with its own form and shape and all, nature units. So they are also
Yes,
clubbed into, right? It has become molecule now.
yes.
Okay. Now, impersoned by a body, chemicals, okay, space within. Then it is becoming a body of a cell, okay, and harnessed into its systems and organs. That means it has become a cell, it has become a tissue, it has become an organ. Correct? Okay.
Yes.
Play upon the feelings of the impersoned portion of the doer, all the individual cells. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Impersoned portion of the doer and produce the illusions that doer is the senses. I mean, we start feeling that that is the part. Okay? That is what we are perceiving. What is that giving you? That feeling is a fifth sense. You got four already, this becomes the fifth. That the body is the doer. That doer is nothing if it is not connected with the person or the body. Okay? That the senses are the test for reality, and that what the senses do not perceive is non-existent.
Yeah.
Okay? So there he is bringing in the fifth sense is, if you are perceiving it, it is existing and it is influencing. If you are not perceiving it, it does not exist. Okay. Probably this formula is what people like Marisa Pierce, right? Or those who want to do self-healing can influence the body, saying that it doesn't exist. I don't believe it exists. Or, right, I am creating a psychosomatic disease by the fear, thinking that it is existing. Are you seeing this in practical, this one in the picture of the mind?
Yes. Yes.
Sir,
I
would
can
you
see
agree,
now.
sir?
Yeah.
Yes, totally.
Right? Perfect, right? So the four
That
senses surround with glamour. Now you can go from here.
the four senses surround with glamour the other flesh bodies, which then excite love and hate, greed and cruelty, pride and ambition.
Hmm.
With all these illusions, this causes.
Correct.
The four senses intensify the hunger for food, which is the hunger of nature for circulation. The four senses do not show to the doer do not show to the doer nature as it really is. So as it is,
Hmm.
he does not. It does, you know, they hide nature and cast a glamour over it.
Hmm.
So, we are illusioned by unnecessary things. The four senses do not show the real thing to the doer. Nature
Hmm.
as it is. They hide nature and cast a glamour over it. The human is thus in ignorance of his real nature, of the organization of which he is a part of, his makeup, of his origin, and of his destiny. So that means he is in ignorance using his body mind and he is in
Hmm.
illusion.
Hmm. And
And
that
he is,
illusion is shaping the remaining behavior pattern.
yes,
So if a person is under control, or if he is able to control these senses, then does that mean he won't feel any hunger?
No, 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 no. Hunger is one of the trigger of the glamour. It is not just hunger alone. All your feelings.
Okay.
Okay.
one more Ratna,
No, this is
whether we feel,
basically, if you are aware, you can, where energy goes. I mean, where attention goes, energy flows. Where awareness goes, energy flows.
Mm.
right? The background process is what he has explained, what is happening within.
See, in very simple terms, if I have to put it, since we're really part of the doer trapped in this flesh body,
Correct.
we forget what we really are. That's as
Yes.
simple as that. And that's what we are trying
We
to seek.
live by the illusion of perception.
Perception, exactly. We only think what we perceive is real.
Yes,
Exactly.
the whole summary. Yes, correct.
Okay.
All this can be summarized best to that.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
I said.
What we have already answered in Seth Club.
Okay.
F1, F2.
I
Beautifully
don't
explained.
Okay. I did not attend, or I don't attend
See
Seth.
how much you have lost because of not attending.
I
Yeah.
didn't attend either.
No,
No,
Ratna,
but
we
it's
as
beautiful, sir. Only thing is,
Yeah, I've
it
read it.
clashes
I
with
read.
your morning meditation time,
Mm,
but should not be missed. It is
mm,
only one day a week.
mm.
It is Tuesday morning for us, and for them, it is Monday evening.
What
Okay.
time is it, Chandrakala?
8:30,
Okay, same time, same as Friday sessions.
same time.
Okay.
We are doing Nature of Personal Reality. There. We have
Oh,
just started.
yeah, that was a book. I have
Okay.
also read
Mm.
that. Unfortunately, Tuesday mornings, I conduct meditation shows for my IMA batch people
What time?
Oh.
at 9:30.
सर 9:30 तक
9:30
तो आप
till.
निकल जाओगे ना इंडिया टाइम 9:30 है
Okay.
यहाँ पे तो हम
Yeah.
लोग कितने बजे चालू कर रहे हैं 7 बजे चालू कर रहे हैं 8:30 बजे बंद हो रहा है
Gotcha.
so our Tuesday morning by 8:30 we are done 8:30 8:40
Mhm.
so it won't clash with your time
Is the same
same
bridge?
length same bridge
Okay.
so let us go ma'am further
In a human, the essential thing is the doer portion, feeling and desire, which are projected periodically from the doer part of the triune self into a flesh body for a life on the earth crust. Okay, in a human, the essential thing is the doer portion, feeling and desire, which are projected periodically from the doer part of the triune self into a flesh body for a life on the earth crust. The doer in the human extends to the innermost of nature and beyond the nature to the knower and to the intelligence. Feeling and desire are the essentials of the human on earth. They persist after the death of the body and through the life of another and other bodies.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
okay
Okay? Feeling and desire are the essentials of the human on earth. They persist after death also, after the death of the body and through the life and another of another and
this
other body.
feeling and desire is the lesson that you have chosen
Uncompleted lessons that we have to carry to the next.
These are all the past karma. Everything is related to feeling and desire till the moment that feeling is equal to desire.
They carry to the other incarnations, other bodies.
That is what he is saying. Yeah.
Yeah. The succession of the human beings of a doer constitute the 12 portions of the doer, and the entire doer is one of the 3 parts of the triune self. Okay.
Correct.
Now by now
Okay.
everybody knows.
Yeah.
One life on
This
earth is
everyone knows.
one.
Even you wake them in their sleep, they will give you this answer.
One life on earth is a part of series as one paragraph in a book, as one step in a procession, or as one day in a life. So that means, that's one small time. One life on earth is a part of a series or a paragraph in a book, it seems. The notion of a chance and that of a single life on earth are two of the outstanding errors of human beings. And this is the only single life. They think if they think it is wrong.
No.
No.
This is hitting his own religion.
Yeah. The human, the human sees only an outer aspect of a
No, no,
small
he is
section
hitting
of.
at Christianity by making that statement.
Correct, correct.
No, but even lot of Indians also say that, right? Oh, we only have one life. It's okay.
No,
We'll
no,
do
that
whatever
is
we
the
want.
Christian belief.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay,
only.
okay, okay.
See, not as per the real testaments.
Okay.
Okay, it is the modified testament. Just like they say, right? Jesus asked us to drink the blood of animal during christening. He never said that.
Mm. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
The human sees only an outer aspect of a small section of the history of the doer as presented in the life of that human. He does not see the connections which, if he saw them, he does not see the connections which, if he saw them, would appear as producing causes of what the cross section shows. Therefore, he is without an explanation of what he sees and feels as the physical, psychic, and mental limitations of his being, and so he uses such terms as chance, accident, and I don't know, and providence.
Now he's
Okay,
again calling the
And
old
and, provi-
sentence.
and providence is the account of mystery.
providence to
Why?
account for
My
the
kismat,
mystery.
my bad luck, my ill fortune, whatnot. Okay. Oh,
Because he
we
doesn't
have
remember
finished
other lives.
this.
Oh,
Just
okay.
one, just
Finally, it's done. Noetic,
huh?
Noetic, it's done.
Yeah, no,
No, no,
it is
no.
done.
Chandran, can you go back to that last paragraph, please? I
Yeah.
just want to read that. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, you want me to read this one again? This one again?
Yes,
But this
please. The human sees only an outer aspect of the smaller section of the history of the doer as presented in the life. Human.
Life of that
of
human.
Then you
that particular.
forget what you have acquired as knowledge in the past.
In the next birth, is it?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
in the subsequent birth.
Okay.
So you see, whatever you have acquired in this life alone.
Okay.
Because he does not remember the past lives or future, whatever, like he. So he thinks this is the only life, that's how he acts.
Okay. So that means when he ascends into the spiritual path, then the last
No,
sentence
he
will come
feels
into
he
picture.
is controlled by his physical body,
Okay.
by the body mind.
Mm.
Correct? So he
Mm.
does not, therefore, he is without an explanation of what he sees and feels as the physical, psychic, mental limitations of his being. He doesn't
Okay.
know about the remaining. And so he uses such terms as, because he is not able to see, his ignorance is telling him, it is your
Mm.
bad luck, it is how you have been designed, this is your karma, all those things, he starts talking.
Okay.
Okay.
Because everything, whatever we go through, it depends upon the past life.
So because he doesn't understand the mystery, he is using providence to account for that mystery.
Yeah, that
Okay.
will be
Okay.
troublesome when he knows more about himself and understand that his destiny is in his own hands.
He has created, if he understands that there is a pre-birth plan according to which he is living, and it is the lessons he is completing, he is sitting in meditation and then connecting with his higher self, trying to get answers, trying to decode as you are doing in Unified. That is what he
Okay.
is trying to highlight.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Now, I want to spend a little while on that 4 directions of consciousness.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Ratna, but you know all this, you don't judge or you don't unnecessarily, say, oh, because of you, it's happened. Okay.
Mm. That
So
that
you
we won't say only when we understand all this, right? If we don't understand all this, then we will be saying those. Oh, it's bad luck or chance or accident and all that, right?
and you blame others
Yeah,
unnecessarily.
yes, we blame others, right? Yes.
No, we blame others, we blame our karma,
Well,
right?
We blame
Selby,
our life, we
I,
blame our
I, I have a,
existence.
I have a very fundamental question here. This is fine. You are aware of all this. Now they say you can't talk philosophy to a hungry stomach, right? How do you
Correct.
explain to the poor fellow, okay, that he has actually planned his experience now when he's
But he
struggling?
won't understand.
When
He won't understand.
that's the fact. But poor fellow, that is what matters. Now, what is it because our knowing when we are already don't have it? One who should know is the person why he is doing this, but he has no way of knowing. That is the tragedy of life.
But sir, in Hindu Dharma, in our day-to-day lives, not now, but used to be in the olden days, that is what they try to teach us, the more through moral values.
Teach us, but I'm talking about these poor fellows right across my house who are
Yeah.
struggling hard day and night. They
No,
are a hungry stomach. You can't talk philosophy to hungry stomach. Can't talk religion to them. You can't
No,
talk all
even
this.
if we talk, it will be on deaf ears.
Exactly. Doesn't make sense. And
but
but
we
they are the ones but they are the ones who will be helped if they know. They'll be happier if they know why it is. But they are the ones who say this is my fate.
Yeah, they are
It
the
is,
You
ones.
sir, it is
yeah, they
because
are
their
the,
inner eyes are closed, sir. Inner eyes, not the outer eyes.
that my question is that how do you help? How does it help? This is fine for us
No,
to sit here and
no, it is
glorify
not
all
meant
this
for them, sir.
because
It
of
is
luxury.
not meant for them. There they are supposed to get into, okay, you guide them to the extent saying that you do this. They have to live at the moment. That much we can teach them. We can't go beyond them, I think.
Even
can't.
for them to live in the
Like
moment.
Patri sir, you was able to convert a rickshaw fellow.
That's what I was about to say. See, he is the one who went and taught, all the poor people who doesn't know anything. He taught
And
and they
once
started
they
doing.
taste the success, once they taste
Yeah.
the minutest success of meditation, they will then convert and very quickly.
Yes,
So
yes.
till such time, we just tell them, you just follow meditation, do anapanasati. We can't tell them more than that.
Details we cannot until they
Yeah.
experience the benefits.
So let us read this, ma'am. The summary or
Okay.
the practical application of that is what I find this one to be relevant.
Make use of the, what is
Four
that? Make use of the
directions of
four.
consciousness.
Okay, four directions. To enhance the efficacy of the steps in the ascent, the frequencies healing technique. Oh, this is the technique. To enhance the efficacy of the steps in the ascent, the frequencies healing technique. It is called ATFHT. It is extremely helpful for you to tangibly recognize which of the following directions of consciousness most resonate within you. Without realizing it, we perpetually utilize four essential avenues of consciousness during our life. Okay. Here are the four directions of consciousness.
See,
Number
this is
one,
the same
reason.
thing that we were talking in the other lengthy reading that we did today.
Mm. Yeah. Got it.
See, it is
Yeah.
starting with, yeah. So go ahead.
Okay, here are the four directions of the consciousness. One is number one, reason. Number two, emotions and feelings. Oh, number one, the reason is the goal or outcome. So for our first
No, I have
reason,
written
our
that.
goal.
I have written those notes
No,
from some other thought process, but yes,
So for the reason is the first we had to have a goal or outcome.
correct,
The next one is
correct.
so in the emotions, feelings, we have to observe observations. Okay, what exactly? Yeah, the process of emotion and feelings. Then the faith. then the faith comes.
Hmm.
So then will. So after the faith, the will comes. So before will, we have to have strong faith.
No, don't.
No,
He
no,
is
no.
talking
They're
about
not
four
hierarchy. They're
directions.
I
Don't give
said.
it any more than what is written, because he will take you step by step through that entire thing.
Oh, it is not in order. So you need to have all these four. Any order. Okay, got
These
it.
are the four directions that your consciousness has. It has
Got it.
feelings,
We rely upon
emotions,
reason.
it has
We rely
reason,
upon,
it has faith, it has will.
yeah. So we rely upon reason, emotions, feelings, faith, and our will for absolutely everything. In a nutshell, we mentally arrange the data, the movement of the past, and use the intellect through deductive number one reasoning. Oh, this is how we create our individual reality. We then take into account the weight of potential number two, emotions and feelings, born of born of misidentification with hierarchical belief systems as it relates to our decision. Okay. Next, utilize
Now,
number three.
this hierarchical belief system that he is talking of are all the blockages that you are creating.
Interferences.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Utilize number three, faith. In that, we
So
trust enough
this, as it relates to our decision, right? The belief system as it relates to our decision. So now the last para that we read, the attachment, why the attachment, how the attachment, and so on, that is being enunciated in this process.
And also here when he says misidentification means that beliefs, blind beliefs also.
Exactly. No, not only that. Your interference, if you do that, you will get this clarity. Or you are doing all those steps, that detailed line diagram that we should draw of how it is going, how it is transforming and all, is going to give you this information. Okay, next.
Next, we utilize number three, faith in that we trust enough that the choice we have made is the way to go at that moment, which really equates to whatever is most in accordance with our hierarchical, belief-based egoic identity. Okay, so next you have to have that strong and trust enough. And then finally, we use our number four, will, energy, normally at the behest of our egoic identity to bring none, some, or all of it all of it into fruition. There
Okay,
can be an
now
omission.
this is where bring some, none, some, or all of it into fruition. Here, what he is trying to convey is that bit. Is it useful to me? If it is not, that means you are freeing it. Okay, both these books are provided. So, what I would urge is read this, read that, read this, read that. Then you will get a complete clarity. Okay, then let's go to further.
There
So
can be
you're
an
saying it is free. We are desire is what we are freeing from,
Yes.
or
No,
okay.
the attachment.
Oh, okay.
Why that desire? How that desire? You are going to make. Is it triggering further desires? Is it necessary? Is it necessary now? These are all the questions that you will start asking.
Okay.
If any one of them it says, it's of no use, ultimately. Right? Yeah. And then
there can be
finally,
there can be fusion or blend of all these avenues with some playing a bigger lesser, or no role for each individual and each individual decision.
Okay. Now he is going to tell you.
In my experience, these directions of consciousness are also what people utilize as the backdrop or contextual framework for their self-healing personal development. Oh, so it works. It worked for
Both
him
ways.
and it
Correct.
worked for her.
Right.
What direction you choose, dependent on how you, the individualized sentience, prefer to work. You can utilize one or any combination of these four directions of consciousness to improve your health or any aspect of your life and to supercharge the ATFHT.
Correct. So this is since we have crossed the time, I thought we were completing it earlier. Since we have crossed the time, I'm going to stop here. But this is
Yeah,
something we should read, I feel.
yeah,
Okay. To
yes.
get a lot more clarity. So how to use each one, he has explained further.
So next session, why don't we take this up?
Yeah,
Fully?
we will, sir. We will. This is a beautiful read.
This is a much easier explanation than what
Yes.
Mazen has said
Yes.
in the other book over and
Yes.
over again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I would like to one question or ask. Earlier, that Jagdish ji asked a really, really interesting question to solve that problem. Let's think about this as a startup problem. How we can overcome, help the poor guys, poor fellow. This is good to have them. So let's think about all of us. 50% all our masters. One of them is one of the fellow. One of them, 50% where we know at least we know how to solve ourselves. But 50%, those are the ignorant or whatever we can give the name. How we can help him or her. The situation. This is a really good to have this problem. Thank you, Jagdish ji brought up this. Is really interesting. Thank you.
Sir, it
Yeah.
is
Anybody?
interesting to
Comments?
utilize. Kumar Dangiji works in Massachusetts. Okay. And he is part of the innovation lab in Massachusetts, MIT.
No, it's Harvard.
Oh,
Harvard, sorry, not MIT,
Uh-huh.
Harvard.
Mm.
So
So,
he looks to this startup ideas and all that.
oh, we lived in
wow.
Boston before moving
Oh,
to
Yeah.
Dallas.
And
that's
Kumarji,
thank
Jagdish
you.
sir is a professor he's a retired professor, but I think he's very active in Management Institute of Bangalore, IIM.
I am. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jagdish, that brought up
Oh,
this.
welcome.
This is good to have. We can talk about, think about, we clear our ignorance, right? This is the ignorance,
Right.
and these are the book help us the guide. But how can help these poor guys? And I can imagine before we expose this education and this learning, spirituality, and then with the Patriji help, how could we help? We learn a little bit, clear our ignorance, right? So
Mhm.
this is a really good problem to have. Thank you. To